obviously HB made made that layup. I didn't know if coach would call timeout or not, so my first instinct was to look over at the bench. And he kind of gave it a look like, let's just go and try to catch him, control that last possession. Try to take my time and milk the clock a little bit. Draymond set a great screen and caught Yogi by surprise, was able to get to my spot and knock it down. So just a flow kind of possession. Have confidence to take the shot and make it and finish the game.
You liked the timeout called by Steve, and did you know they didn't have a timeout that kind of handcuffed?
I knew they didn't have a timeout, but sometimes with 12 seconds left, it's kind of that in-between zone. You want to get a good possession. Maybe he wants to draw something up to kind of, pick and choose what option we want to go to, but in the flow of that game, kind of just let us go and good things happen.
Steph, what do you make of the game?
How are you feeling? Are you 100%? Can you make up for the game? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't feel like I'm limited out there at all. Just took my time trying to get back and making sure that the ankle is right. And now it's just about playing well, but it's just about getting back into that game, conditioning and stuff like that. And, that'll come eventually, but just playing a lot of confidence and teammates as well, helping me get there, and it's a good start to come back.
Does stamina feel good tonight? Playing 30 minutes, does stamina feel good tonight?
I was feeling it a little bit. You can't. It's so hard to simulate, both sides of the floor and the intensity of an NBA game. In this 4 weeks, you have fresh legs, but it doesn't really. It's really hard to kind of get your win where it needs to be to. So I made it through, and obviously eventually get back to where I feel like I'm at my strongest and playing however many minutes I need to.
Steve was pretty pissed at the last 3 minutes, kind of the sloppiness. What do you think was behind that? Was it just loss of focus or?
A little bit, a couple of turnovers where we were just lazy on the end.
It was a crazy game. I mean, we missed some shots, and they came down. It felt like they was making every three-pointer, and they've been playing extremely well lately. So we knew their confidence was high coming in here, especially in their home floor. And they make huge shots all night. You got to give them credit, but we got the best shooter that ever played, and he came off with pick and roll wide open, and I knew it was going down as soon as he let it go. So we don't want to be put in that position because we were up at like 12, 14 in the fourth quarter. But sometimes you gotta. That's just a situation. I'm glad Steph made the shot.
What happened, particularly in that 10-0 run? I think we had a 10-0 run with a lot of weird turnovers.
Yeah, I got a block and I'd seen Steph for a wide open layup and somebody came from behind and took the ball out. We had a few just lazy passes, but Klay made a big layup. They were to go up two, and then obviously Steph hit the big shot. So try to be have a next play mentality, and everybody came out on the defensive end, and we needed to get a stop. Well, actually, we didn't get a stop. That was the game. But we made plays when we needed to.
What do you expect from this Rockets team tomorrow without James Harden?
Well, they won tonight. Joe Green came out and played extremely well for him. I think that's a great pickup. Another guy that can shoot the three, that's athletic. So we know they're trying to figure it out. I mean, you got your best player down with an injury. I think a lot of guys looking forward to the opportunity to step up. So we know this team they shoot a lot of threes. They're really good in their building. They play fast. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on our defense, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
What's going to be the key to getting the defense back to where it was most of December?
Just talking and communicating. I feel like we didn't talk as much last two games, and it's just a matter of us just making sure every situation we know how we're gonna handle it, whether it's side pick and roll, middle pick and roll, post up situations, pin downs. Just knowing how we're gonna cover it, and we'll be fine. This team is hard to guard. They move the ball so well. They slip out of screens. They throw lobs. They got small guards that can get in the paint and penetrate. So it's a tough team to guard. So we got to be better if we want to get to where we want to get to. But we can learn from our mistakes.
How much? And as much as you guys benefit with Steph being back, how much of any?
Completely mindless basketball. They made some big shots, but we were handing them the ball on a silver platter. But we made the big shots. Steph made the big shot at the end. Draymond set a great screen, and we escaped. But it shouldn't have been that hard. Goes down the stretch.
I guess when things were sort of unraveling, you were just smiling, man.
Yeah.
At one point, what was it about that juncture that just?
I was smiling at the idea that we just could be completely brain dead out there. I mean, all I could do was laugh. We made so many mistakes defensively, leaving strong side corner for a three, leaking out, cherry picking on a long rebound when we have an 8-10 point lead with 3 minutes left. The ball is everything, and then they make a three, and we inbound the ball with a looping pass with Steph wandering away from the ball. It was like grade school stuff the last few minutes. It really was. But as I said, Steph made the huge shot. Draymond set the great screen, and we were able to come away with it. But no, some of the lack of focus was astounding.
Hey, Steve, you mentioned a few times when Steph was out that obviously because of his absence, the focus and the intensity went up. How did they kind of get back to that point of having that mindset when he was out? With him
if you have any suggestions, I would.
I got zero.
You don't
that's,
have
why
anything?
that's why I asked.
I guess that's my job, isn't it? Yeah, that's always a key for us. I mean, we walk this fine line between chaos and disorder, and we're at our best when we can be loose and free, but we've got to have the discipline that goes along with that. When we do that, when we find that balance, we're really, really hard to beat. And what was interesting is we didn't turn it over that much tonight. I think we ended up with 13 turnovers. So I thought most of the mistakes came on the defensive end. They made like 19 threes. We've been the best team in the league at defending the three-point line the last several years, and we're not anymore. We're maybe 10th or 11th. So it's an area of concern, major concern. And we're going to go play a team tomorrow that's going to maybe shoot 6.
I think we didn't secure the ball very well. We had opportunities just to get it down, but slipped on our hands a couple of times, and then probably lost focus for a couple possessions, which is usual. But we finished the game right, and we win.
You've seen, I think Steph has like 70 points the last 2 games. Have you seen him come back, especially from the mindset standpoint, real fresh?
Yes, sir. He's got some fresh legs and shows in the shooting, and hopefully he can be fresh for the year. Is that it? Cool.